detailed study of pranayama, detailed study. So in the 200 hours, you learned about different types of pranayama and different asanas, different other components of yoga. And since this is 300 and advanced course, so you'll be learning everything to the next level. Okay, be that asana, pranayama, meditation, or other things, or mudra, kriya, other things. So also about pranayama. So let me revise you. Let me remind you what prana is and what is pranayama, and what were the pranayamas you learned in the last course. So actually, prana is called life force. Okay, prana is life force, and ayama means extension or expansion. So when we try to extend or expand, the prana is called pranayama. So prana and ayama, there are two words, prana and ayama. And in Yoga Sutra, there is a sutra, Tasmin Sati Swas Praswasayor Gati Vicheda Pranayama. Can you see the first line? The first line, this is written. Pranayama is an exact science. It is the fourth anga or limb of Ashtanga Yoga, right? And then there is Sanskrit text. Tasmin Sati Swas Praswas Yor Gati Vicheda Pranayama. Okay. Pranayama actually is Swas Praswas Gati Viched. Okay. Swas Praswas Gati Viched. What is Swas and what is Praswas? Swas and Praswas. Swas is when you inhale, and Praswas is when you exhale. Okay. Swas is inhalations, and Praswas is exhalations. And the Gati. Gati means the movement or the motion. Motion is called Gati. So you inhale and exhale. There is happening. So Viched means to stop. Viched means to stop or to lengthen. So when the duration of inhalations and exhalations are longer, this is also kind of pranayama. But in advanced form, pranayama is when your breath becomes still. Means when your body doesn't breathe. This is called also pranayama. But this is advanced form. I mean, when you are doing meditation, and you'll find that sometimes your breath becomes like a still light. That looks like as if your body is not breathing. So this is called Swas Praswas Gati Vicheda. Swas Praswas Gati Vicheda. Swas is inhalation and Praswas is exhalation, and movement is still. That becomes still. Clear? So this is pranayama. And you know very well that pranayama is essential part of yoga, Ashtanga yoga. And after pranayama comes pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. So pranayama comes at the fourth stage. And prana is bridge. Prana is the connector. Prana connects the mind with the body and body with the mind. Now, let us understand. There are 5 types of prana: pran, apan, vyan, udan, and samana. There are 5 types of prana. Prana, apana, vyana, udana, and samana. Prana is inhalation, apana is exhalation, vyana is the conjoining of inhale and exhale. That is called vyana. Or what you call when you hold the breath, that is vyana.
Stillness.
Udana is when your prana rises up, that is called udana. And samana is when that becomes one with the universe. That is called samana. Clear?
Okay.
Yeah. Now there are different colors of prana, different colors. All the seven colors, we give violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. All the other colors of prana. Okay. And when prana becomes absolutely pure, that becomes white. The chakras color are nothing but prana. So prana in Chinese this is called chi, and in Japanese that is called ki, prana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it.
So Reiki word, you may have heard Reiki, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Re means light, and ki means energy. Energy. So prana is basically energy. All the systems of the body work because of prana. If there is no prana in the body, nothing will happen. Your eyelids are blinking, you are moving your head, you are walking, you are eating, and that food is digested, and that food, some important parts are absorbed, and the rest part of the food is excreted. So all these things are happening: sweating, blood circulation, heart pumping, you know, and nervous system. All the systems of the body work because of prana. This is single, theory, or this is truth. So all the things are happening in the body because of prana. If there is no prana, nothing happens in the body. And you, me, and everyone actually are forms of prana. You are form of prana. When you will leave this body will be called as dead. But you will still live even after death also. So prana never dies. This is a body which dies, not the prana. When the quantum of prana is increased in the body, then body is more healthier. The more increased quantum of prana, the more supple, softer, and flexible bodies are. Okay, so if you breathe deeply, then your body naturally will become flexible and soft and supple. People who breathe shallow, they have a stiff body. But people who breathe very long, their bodies are very flexible. Okay, and you may have observed that the dead body, when prana leaves completely from the body, then that body becomes very tight, very stiff. In post-mortem, that is cut with very with force, with power, not easily. So living body can be cut very easily, but dead body needs more sharp tool to cut that, because there is no prana. Because there is no prana, so body becomes so stiff, like a log, like a wood, becomes stiff. So this is prana which makes body softer, which makes body malleable, which makes body healthier, vibrant. So because of prana, there is vibrancy, vibrations. Okay. Therefore, pranayama is awesome thing, and I wanted to share with you. Long time back, many years ago, I was writing articles on a topic called pranopasana. Pranopasana, and in Upanishads there is description about pranopasana. So this is Sanskrit word. Prana means this energy. Upasana is adoring or worshipping or the cultivating. It's called pranopasana. Okay. So prana is actually something which is called God. So this is prana, which is power, which is force. Okay. So wherever prana word comes, that means power. And the ultimate form of prana is samana, and that becomes one with God. Some means equanimity. Samadhi word is made of some. Samadhi, okay, samana, samata. So wherever some word comes, that means equanimity. You become one, equal, equal to. So samana is equal to God. Samana is equal to Brahm. Samana is equal to the cosmic force. Yes,
So,
Rishabh.
during Samana or during Samadhi, our body doesn't even breathe at that time. It becomes so still that does it even breathe?
So you're asking this?
Yes.
Yeah. What happens when you are in samadhi? Then your breath, the duration of inhalation becomes very longer. Very long.
Like sir, in 5 minutes, that we are in Samadhi for 5 minutes. So, approx how many counts are breathe should be?
Yeah, if you are in final stage of samadhi for 5 minutes, then till 5 minutes your breath will remain suspended.
Suspended. It will remain suspended.
Suspended means still. That doesn't mean that your body is dead. Your body will be working, but
Okay.
the speed of process will be very slow. The heart pumping will become very slow. The blood circulation will become very slow. Okay, the metabolic system will become very slow. So also the aging also will become very slow. So pranayama is also slow aging or anti-aging therapy. Okay, if you'll practice pranayama, or in other words, if you'll practice long breathings, you'll find that you will be looking young even in 50 hours, in 60 hours because of prana. Clear? Now lungs, lungs, because breath enters into our lungs, and pranayama develops the lungs capacity also. You know, the lungs are spongy, porous, and their tissues are very elastic. When you inhale, the lungs are expanded. That becomes elastic. When you inhale, that expands. When you exhale, that comes in natural state. So lungs are like balloon. Balloon. When you fill the air into balloon, that balloon expands. So in normal state, balloon is like smaller, but when you supply the air, that is expanded. So also our lungs, but there is a limitation of expansion of the lungs also. Okay, so the larger the cavity of the lungs, the greater amount of air you can hold in your lungs. So chest if your chest is, the size of chest is longer, then you can contain more air into your lungs. Then you will have more strength in your lungs. You will have more power in your lungs. You'll have more capacity in there. Therefore, in army, they check their, chest areas. Have checked chest area, 56 inches, 54 inches, 60 inches chest. The longer the, chest or the rib cage or the inner cavity, the greater amount of air you can hold, and you can hold the breath longer, and you will have more strength, will have more endurance, more, persistence, more power. So anybody's physical health depends on the lung size also. So you have seen loins, lion's body, their waist area is smaller and lungs are expanded. So also
Yes.
the heroes, I mean the fighters, inborn fighters in human beings also, their waist area remains slimmer and their lungs remain like this, like V shape. V shape. You may have seen in bodybuilders, right? Bodybuilders have lungs. So what is that? That is the capacity, okay? The hardware is also a very important part. If your hardware, if the hardware of the computer is not highly configured, then that cannot run the heavy softwares, right? So to run the heavy softwares, the hardware should also be very heavier. 20 GB RAM, 20 GB RAM, and 356 GB hard disk, all that kind of things. Processors, latest processor, and i5 core, Intel core processors. So they are very upgraded hardwares. Similarly, your body is kind of hardware. So through asanas, through pranayama, so through asanas, you work on the muscles only, right? Be very clear. Through asanas, you work on what? Muscles, bones, joints. Not also on the bones, but only joints and muscles. Through movements, you mobilize your joints, and through stretchings, bendings, twistings, you make your muscles free from stiffness, supple. So the purpose of asana is that. But pranayama is more inner. I mean, pranayama cleanses your blood. Pranayama burns the residues, some particles which are foreign particles in our blood. They are burned by the pranayama. And pranayama supplies ample oxygen into the blood with inhalation. And with exhalation, that takes the carbon dioxide out from the blood. So deep breathings are very important in our inner health. So inner health is built up with foods, intakes, and breathings. Clear? And I wanted to clarify you one more thing. The word prana is made of an, pra, an. This is made of two words, pra, an. So an, what we eat in Sanskrit called an. So foods are called an in Sanskrit. An. And because an means energy. So food is kind of energy. So all types of foods like liquid food, solid food, hard foods. Yesterday you learned, Jenny, yesterday you learned about the different diet, right? Different food in diet. So in diet, you don't take only solid foods, but also liquid foods. So liquid foods are also called an. And what about gaseous food? Gaseous food, I mean the gas, the air you take, that is also called an. Even that is called pran. Pran. Pran is more powerful. One can live without food, solid food, liquid food, but one cannot live without air. There are many yogis in the Himalayas. They are thousands years older, and they are not taking any food nor any drink, but they are living with air, prana. But this looks unbelievable, but that is true. So if you learn to lengthen the breathing, you can enjoy longevity, you can enjoy better health of body, mind, emotions, everything. Now, when we talk about pranayama, then there are three major channels through which prana moves. Prana is also current. Prana is also current, or the impulses. What do you call impulses? So, like nerves are the pathways of impulses, right? Nerves are the pathways of impulses. You have already learned about two types of nerves, sensory nerves and motor nerves. Sensory nerves and motor nerves. Sensory nerves are called afferent, A-F-F-E-R-E-N-T, afferent nerves. They are called sensory nerves. And motor nerves are called efferent, efferent nerves.
So, can you repeat about our sensory nerves?
Sensory nerves and motor nerves.
Yes.
Okay. So my focus was that the nerves are the channel, pathways of the impulses. Whatever impulses brain wants to send to this hand, I mean, if I am moving this hand because of the nerves, because of the prana, because of the prana. And what is prana? Prana are the impulses. Because brain sends the instruction that bend, open, open. But this is so faster, more faster than the lightning speed. Light speed is 18,600 miles per second, right? Light, the light moves at high speed, 18,600 miles per second. And the nerve impulses move more faster than the light. So your brain thinks, and that impulse reaches there. Okay, you want to move this. You want means your brain wants to move this. Your brain wants to move this, and this moves. So this is moving because of the impulses running. So this is called motor nerve, motor nerve. So motor nerve is from CNS to PNS. You know CNS is brain and the spine. This is called CNS, and PNS are spreading throughout the limbs, all parts of the body. So all the muscles are connected with PNS, PNS. But PNS is connected with the CNS, central nerves, and central nerves. So the impulses moving in two ways, to and fro, towards head, to the head, and from the head. So whatever impulses go towards the CNS or to the brain is called afferent or the sensory nerves. And whatever impulses go from the CNS to the PNS is called efferent or the motor nerves. So what are that thing? That is nothing but prana. Okay. This is what medical science believes, right? But no, yoga science. Yoga science is more internal, more subtler than the medical science. Yoga science says prana is more subtler than the impulses. Prana is more subtler than the impulses. Although impulses are also a form of prana, but gross form of prana. And this body is the grossest, most gross form of prana, this body. And subtler prana is our impulse, like blood. Blood is also a form of prana. If there is no supply of blood, that part is dead. Clear? If blood will not supply, if blood will not reach into the hand, then this hand will be dead. So blood is gross form of prana. Clear? And now more subtler form of prana is called the impulses. Okay, impulses. Although blood is not moving there, but that part is still connected with the brain. So there is some control over these fingers because of the brain. So the nerve impulses are more subtler than the prana. Now, I mean more subtler than the blood. You know, blood is also kind of cells. Blood is form of plasma, and plasma are made of cells. You studied about the smallest unit at molecules. Molecules form different molecules form cell. You know, different cells form tissue, and some tissues make an organ. Some organs make an organic system, and some organic systems make an organism. Your body is an organism. Okay, this is the anatomy, right? Now, the impulses are more subtler. Impulses, okay? And there is something which controls what? The brain. This is the brain. So, what is brain? Actually, brain is also called a mass of neurons. Neuron. neuroscience. We call it neuroscience, means the science of brain. Neurologist means brain specialists are called neurologists. So neurons. Neuron is the microscopic cell, nerve cell. And you have learned about neuron in the anatomy that there is dendrite, there is axon. Dendrite, receives the impulses and axon sends the impulses. And there is neurotransmitter, through neurotransmitter that crosses the gap. So all these things are forms of prana. Now, actually, I wanted to clarify these things so that you can understand the more subtler thing. And the more subtler thing is the invisible current that is called prana, and that moves through three main channels: Ida, Pingla, and Sushumna. Ida, Pingla, and Sushumna. So when you are breathing through left and breathing out through left only, that means you are activating Ida. Okay, Jenny?
Okay.
When you are inhaling through left, inhaling through left, you are activating Ida. So this is Pingla. When you inhale and exhale through the right, you activate Pingla. But Ida is connected with the right brain, and Pingla is connected with the left brain. Therefore, left is called moon or the feminine. So right brain is feminine, and left brain is masculine. So right brain has emotions, all the things of a woman, a female. A woman is a form of emotions, love, sacrifices. This is natural nature of the woman, and the logics and emotionless, and hardcore. They are the natures of man's nature. So that is left brain. Okay. So this is how connected. So medical science and yoga science, these two agree on certain things, and these are the things. Okay. So when you inhale through left, you're activating right brain. When you're breathing through right, the air goes directly from right nostril to the left brain, and also some part goes into the lungs. Most of the parts go into the lungs. Okay, but while going down, that moves in this way, which you don't see. Prana moves in this way, in curved. What do you call Iran Pingla? And Sushumna is the central channel. So when your prana enters into the central channel, means when the air moves through the central channel, your spine feels straight. You feel up. Your energy moves through Sushumna, central channel, and that enters into the crown, Sahasrara, and you enter into Samana. What do you call Samana? Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samana. So prana is inhale, apana is exhale, and vyana is when that is collected, and udana is when that enters into Sushumna and that moves upward to the Sushumna into the crown. That is udana. When that reaches into the crown, that becomes samana. Clear? You can see in the manual book 149 page. 149. Did you see that? See the chakras, and the crown chakra, seventh chakra. And Kundalini. Kundalini is also a form of prana. Kundalini is nothing, none other than prana. Clear? And nadis, these are called nadis. Left, right, and central nadis. Nadis are the channels of prana. And through pranayama, you purify the nadis. through pranayama, we purify the nadis. Then I have mentioned different quotes from different books, like pranayama according to Bhagavad Gita, pranayama according to Sri Shankaracharya. Bhagavad Gita says, apane juhvati pranam, prane panam tatha pare, prana pana gati ruddha, pranam pranayama parayana. This is the Sanskrit Sutra. Means apana juvate prana. Apana juvate prana and prana panam tatha pare. It means when you inhale, that joins apana. When you exhale, apana joins to the prana. And prana apana gati ruddha. When you cease, when you suspend the prana and apan, means inhale and exhale, then pranayam parayana. Then you are into pranayama. Clear? This Gita says. And pranayama according to Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya says pranayama is the control of all life forces by releasing not by Brahman in all things as the mind, etc. The negation of the universe is the outgoing breath. The thought I am Brahm itself is called its incoming breath. So when you breathe in, you believe that I am Brahm. When you breathe out, then believe that everything is God. Everything is God. Inhale, I am God. Exhale, everything is God. Everything else is God. And importance and benefits of pranayama, I have already explained about this thing. Special instructions. And instructions are like when you should practice pranayama in the early morning. That is best time. Okay. And in empty stomach, well ventilated room, neat and clean place. You clean your nostrils, like you blow the nostrils, blow the nose, so that your nose becomes clean, the passage becomes clean, and then you can breathe in and out properly. You can do some neti also, neti, sutra neti or water neti. You can do these things, or you can just anulom vilom pranayama is kind of neti. So this air burns the mucus. This air burns the mucus because air is fire, right? So this also cleanses. And strictly avoid too much talking, eating, sleeping, mixing with friends and exertions. So that makes you tired. So when practicing pranayama or meditation, you should not work hard, you should not talk much, you should not eat much, you should not sleep much, you should not mix with people. Okay? Observation of silence, all these are very helpful. Mitaharam, vinayastu, yogarambham tu karyate, nana rog bhavetasya kinchid yogona siddhyati. Means, if you are not moderate in foods, if you are eating too much, then you cannot do yoga. If you are eating moderately, then you will not have diseases and you will be healthier and you will gain perfection in yoga. Yoga Siddhi. It's called Yoga Siddhi. Okay? And then perfect celibacy for 6 months or for 1 year will doubtless enable you to acquire rapid progress in the practice and in spiritual advancement. This is called brahmacharya. So this is what I had observed when I started this. I had observed perfect celibacy for around 2 years. Therefore, I could advance in this field at high speed. Perfect celibacy is, abstination from the sexual activities. There is literal celibacy, but yeah, be moderate into that. Be moderate into this physical or the discharge of this fluid energy. Then your pranayama will be more fruitful. Be regular, systematic in your practice. Okay. Practice every day. And there are some obstacles in yoga: sleeping in daytime, okay, late vigil overnight, excess of urine and feces, evil of unwholesome food, and laborious mental operation with prana. So these are the obstacles in yoga. Then ninth point, I mentioned get up at 4 a.m. Meditate or do japa for half an hour. So you should get up at 4 a.m. That is the best practice, early rising. And when you get up, you start with meditation or chanting, and then do asana, mudras, then do pranayama, physical exercises. Okay. Maximum benefit can be derived if japa also is done during the practice of asana and pranayama. 11th is, it is always better to start japa and meditation in the early morning at 4 a.m. as soon as you get up from the bed. Okay, because that time your mind remains very calm, very peaceful and refreshed. And will have good concentration that time. Okay.